everybody. Welcome back, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Got to get everybody up in this thing. Make sure my levels is good. My levels good. Levels good. Let me make sure of that. All right, so you know how it go when you step off in the live. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you hit that like button. You make sure you share it out. If you got some people that love the dogs, make sure y'all share this live out to those who love the dogs. You know what I mean? And y'all already know what we're going to be talking about. We talking about, which one of these guys is going to go first. I saw Sincere Harper say he think that Noah Thomas is going to go first. And it's pretty clear to me who's going to go first as well. I think, Noah Thomas probably will be the first one if it gets to that point. And I wanted to bring a couple of things to you guys' attention on why I believe so. Sincere, what's up? You still say Noah Thomas? Yeah, I think so too, brother. I think that Noah Thomas, especially with the fact that he's not in, I won't say that he's not performing as good as everybody else. I'll just say that he's not being targeted as much as everybody else. And it's sad that, a good receiver like this, is pretty much bench riding at this point. I mean, we see his jersey, we see his number in, but we don't see much coming from him. We don't see, you said everyone else chilling because they're getting the ball. Yeah. Everybody else is good. Everybody else looks pretty good. I think, and let me do something real quick because I had something that I wanted to bring to. I didn't want to jump to it this early in the live, and I wanted to have it on screen, but I just didn't have time to put everything on screen. So as far as London Humphreys goes, London Humphrey, he had 9 receptions for 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, one against Marshall and one against Tennessee. Then you had Kobe Young, 17 receptions for 238 yards, 1 touchdown. Zachariah Branch, 14 receptions, 216 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kobe Young had only 1 touchdown this season, and that was against Alabama. Outside of that, he didn't score a touchdown with Marshall, Austin Peay, or Tennessee. Zachariah Branch scored a touchdown against Marshall and then also against Tennessee. And then you got Noah Thomas. Noah Thomas, 3 receptions, 24 yards, 0 touchdowns. And, it would make it so bad. Like I said, I didn't want to talk about this right off, but it would make it so bad with Noah Thomas. He was doing better at Texas A&M. His 2023 season, he averaged 32.6 yards. In 24, he averaged 44.2 yards. 2025 here at Georgia, he averaged 6.0 yards. So, if anybody would leave, it probably is going to be Noah Thomas, obviously. You know what I mean? You said, when did he catch the ball? I don't remember Noah Thomas catching the ball at all. I just know that I saw his jersey out there, just as well as Taylor Taylor. You know what I mean? You see them out there, but you don't see them doing too much. I know a lot of people are judging Taylor Taylor for that drop. You know what I mean? That touchdown drop. But at the end of the day, he's still young. He got to learn. So I don't really judge him too much on that one. He should have stayed at Texas A&M. Yeah, he definitely should. He definitely should have stayed at Texas A&M, especially what he was averaging, the 23 and 24 season. He got better, with the 23 and the 24 season. I could pull it up real quick. Let me pull it up on the screen so that you can actually see it. Here it is right here. Here's the proof of it right here. 23, 3.6, 24, 44.2, 25, 6.0. True enough, it's not the end of the season. we not even halfway to at the end of the season. But my thing is, if it continues to go on like this, then I could clearly see Noah Thomas being the one, because you got a 5-star coming in and Taylor, and you also got a high profile wide receiver coming in at CJ Allen. Now the best chance for, well, not the best chance, but hopefully, once Kobe Young gone, Noah Thomas could fill that void. That's what I'm thinking that may happen. You know what I mean? But if he doesn't get better as far as getting more touches, getting more reps or whatever, I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to Noah Thomas. I literally think if he doesn't get more targets this season, he probably will leave, because like I said, you got 2 highly recruited guys coming in for next season, and it's going to be a tough fight to get that to get that starter position. Everyone makes mistakes. Taylor can learn from that, and I can't wait for him to get better. Facts. Yeah. That's the crazy part about it, man. Like I say, I think that Noah Thomas probably needs to get out there more. He needs to be targeted more, because at the end of the day, I know that the offensive line was mainly the issue in the beginning of the season, the right tackles, but that didn't seem like the problem for Alabama. It didn't seem like a problem against Tennessee as well. So I don't know what's the real issue when it comes to Noah Thomas, but I definitely can see him leaving if things don't tighten up. If things don't tighten up, I definitely can see him being the one to go. And like I said, hopefully once Kobe Young leaves, because I think Kobe Young is gone after this season. Once he's gone, I'm thinking that Noah Thomas could fill that position, you know what I'm saying, or be that X factor or the deep threat, because we've been needing that. So I'm not sure, to be honest, but that's why I wanted to talk about this tonight, because I feel like, why is it he targeted more? You know what I mean? Why, especially if he was doing so good, at Texas A&M, and you come to Georgia. That's my biggest issue with Georgia. I feel like because our offensive play is so mediocre, or not just mediocre, but it's so vanilla to the point where it's like you got to mix it up. We got to mix it up to the point where we can get these guys, we can get them out on the field and get them targeted. Like, it's too many guys. Like, even with the rest of the guys, like even when I talked about the rest of the guys, like I know on average at this point in the season, majority of the receivers are probably at least 6 to 7, maybe even 8, 9, 10 touchdowns up. You know what I mean? I just called it out. London Humphreys, 2 touchdowns. Noah Thomas, none. Kobe Young, 1. Zachariah Branch, 2. I mean, my thing is, bro, and we already know the tight ends ain't hardly in the mix like that, so they ain't, got no touchdowns. So I'm like, damn, like our receivers, our starter receivers ain't doing really much. Now, I know that we really been working real hard on that run game, and we've been displaying that for the most part, but I just feel like, man, you got too many guys that's talented, you know what I mean? And you steady, with this mediocre type of game plans coming into these games. And I just feel like, a lot of these guys should leave if they not feeling comfortable with the way it's going, man. That's going to mess up his draft stock. If he's staying at Georgia, he was doing way better at Texas A&M. All of these guys I feel like probably would do better at other programs, just being that, they'll be targeted more, and I just feel like it's just going downhill when it comes to these wide receivers. You get these transfers in to not even really target them as much. These guys should be already up at least 4 to 5 touchdowns each, in my opinion. Each of these guys should at least have 4 to 5 touchdowns at this point. Everybody is just way too talented for them to only have 1 or 2 touchdowns, and we already in going into week 6 or whatever, I think it is, week 6. So at this point, man, we got to tighten up. Georgia's got to tighten up with this offensive game, this basic style of playing game. We letting our talent go to waste. That's definitely what's going on. OG Stoney Jackson, hit the like button when you coming in if you ain't already done it. You know what I mean? OJ Juice, man, is coaching. Our offense doesn't spread the ball. Plus UGA, mediocre quarterback play. That's what I normally call it, mediocre. I didn't want to call it that just to be nice, but I just feel like, man, at the end of the day, bro, we got to start doing better, bro. Like, it's no more the run game. Okay, yeah, it's good to have a run game. But these teams nowadays in this era of football, they are throwing the ball. Like, you got to have a dual threat quarterback. That's the way I feel about this season, or just period, this era period. You got to have a dual threat quarterback, especially to win the national championship. You got to have a dual threat quarterback, and you also got to have receivers, man. Ain't nobody just running the ball nowadays. These guys are, like they say, spreading the ball out. And I think that's where we lacking at. We still play. It's like we playing old school football nowadays. And I gotta call Mike Bobo out on that one, because it does look like old school football, to be honest. Old school fundamental football. You know what I mean? Just trying to utilize these running backs. Nah, you gotta get a quarterback that can air it out. I thought that he would air it out, because Bobo used to air it out. So I thought that Bobo would, have a guy get in there at quarterback and air it out, but it don't seem like that's the case. Noah Thomas would leave tonight if he could. Johnny Bootlegger, shout out to Johnny Bootlegger. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all coming in. 225 Girl said, I remember in the offseason when we got the transfers, I would hold my excitement if we don't use them. What's the point of bringing them in? That's my thing. And, I feel like these reporters, they don't ask Kirby the right questions. But even when they do ask Kirby, some decent questions, Kirby don't seem like he want to give good information. It seems like he hold back information and stuff like that. So I'm assuming even if he did, that's why I would like to hear from Mike Bobo from time to time. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we need to know what's really going on at Georgia instead of all of this making assumptions, because I think that's what every channel does, pretty much make assumptions. I typically like to go off of what I know, but I know that whenever you got these guys on YouTube, they're trying to create content, to keep people coming back. I get that, but it seems like with Georgia, you got to kind of create content because there's no real information out there. There's no real intel. So, like I say, even with Kirby in the press conferences, they even when they do ask him good questions, it seems like he kind of shy away from being honest and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, like we need to know what's going on with the receivers. Why aren't they being targeted? That's the question that I would ask. Why aren't the receivers being targeted the way they should? Certain receivers, Noah Thomas is one of those big, tall 50-50 guys. Like, why not have him in? Why not target him? Said the portal gonna be 1,200 degrees. Yeah, I don't know if this portal Noah Thomas go in. I don't know if he's thinking like that. I just wanted to do this video or this live to say, if things don't get better, somebody will go into that transfer portal if things don't get better. Now, we know London Humphreys is good. We know obviously Zachariah Branch and Kobe Young. They good. Kobe Young get ready to leave. So I think Kobe Young's a senior. So I think he may be getting ready to leave. So I don't even think it's pointless for him to transfer out. But I know with Noah Thomas, with the fact that this guy, like I said, I could pull up his percentages right here for those that didn't see it in the beginning. Like when he was with Texas A&M, man, 23, 3.6, 32.6, 24, 44.2 yards on average, 2025, 6.0. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. You know what I mean? And I don't know if this is fully accurate. This is just something that I found online. I think it is somewhat accurate though, because from my knowledge, he was the top receiver at Texas A&M. I don't know what made him decide to leave. I haven't looked too deep into that. I want to, eventually look into it on why he decided to leave. But I do know that if you're the starter, if you're one of the top receivers, from a program, and you come to a program where you're not even hardly getting targeted, it's a big chance that you might do want to transfer. Like I said, we got two highly recruited guys coming in. Well, not coming in, but they're already there. But I'm talking about coming in for as far as playing next season. And we got one playing now. He ain't doing much right now. He's limited right now. But at the same time, we got one in right now. He's a 5-star, and I think C.J. Wiley is a 4-star. So it's like, man, somebody is gonna want to leave at the end of the day. 225 Girl said, I hope Nate doesn't transfer at the end of the season. Him not playing after that fumble, it can do something to a player. Yeah, make them want to leave. Yeah, he still is in he's still good for us. Just got to hold on to the ball. Yeah, that's true. That part about wide receivers leaving is that I agree. They telling other guys that Georgia full of crap. Yeah, I'm not sure Wiley sticks around either. That's what I'm saying. Like, even with CJ Wiley, like, I don't know what he's gonna do. I think that he'll stick around longer than Noah Thomas will. I'm not sure though. It could be the other way around, but I think CJ Wiley will stick around longer than Noah Thomas, because I feel like Noah Thomas had already established himself at Texas A&M to come to a team where he's not even being hardly targeted at all. So my thing is, from my understanding, Noah Thomas was a better receiver than Zachariah Branch and Kobe Young, from my understanding. I'm talking about on paper, though. I'm not talking because, Zachariah Branch didn't get a whole lot of playing time over there at USC. He was a freshman. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, from my understanding, Noah Thomas had way more yards than Zachariah Branch and Kobe Young. So if you had a program where you're excelling, and then you go to a program where it's just like you're not being targeted, it's like your frustration level is going to be extremely high. And I could understand it. I could definitely understand it. But with talented receivers, this receiver room that we got, man, I would hate to see it go down, man. We already struggling, in my opinion, with having Gunnar Stockton at quarterback. You know what I mean? Even though he ain't turning over the ball and nothing like that. But he also ain't doing really nothing either. Like, he ain't making no big throws. He ain't using his legs much. So what else? What else we got? You know what I mean? What they don't want to they don't want to give Ryan Puglisi a tryout. So it's just like what else we gonna do if we don't have a good experienced wide receivers out there? Yeah, we done established that we do have good running backs, but at the end of the day, I just feel like it's time to start spreading that ball around the field, like when Todd Monken had the OC job. Like, it's time to spread that ball around. That's what these teams are doing. Ain't nobody running the ball heavy like that no more. That's not the wave now. You know what I mean? The wave is to have a dual threat quarterback that can throw deep. And Gunnar showed that he can throw down deep, but we ain't seen nothing past 20-something yards. I ain't seen Gunnar throw nothing past further than 20-something yards. You know what I mean? Maybe 28, I guess I would say. I think that's the furthest I think he threw, like a 28-yarder. But my thing is, I'm not blaming things on him. I'm just saying he's not adding to nothing. He's not. It's like when you making food, he ain't adding to he's not sauce being added. You making some spaghetti, you just need some extra sauce. He's not that extra sauce. He's just that guy that's just there. Like I said, he's not turning the ball over, cool, but he's hardly throwing the ball. You know what I mean? We running the ball more than anything. So that's why I was like, turn him loose. If I'm the coach, I'm gonna turn him loose. I'm gonna let him play his game a little bit. Of course, we're gonna come with a game plan for whatever team we go up against, but let the man go out there and play a little bit, man. It's like they trying to establish him too much as a quarterback instead of a running quarterback. Because in my opinion, that's what type of quarterback he is a running quarterback. He's not a sit in the pocket and throw downfield quarterback. And I'm really tired of seeing that coming from Georgia. Like I said, let's get hip to the new age. Ain't no quarterback sitting in the pocket just throwing the ball all around the field no more. Nobody's doing that no more. Every quarterback is either throwing on a run or just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes I get frustrated with Georgia. You know what I mean? I really get frustrated with Georgia. What y'all saying in the chat? Branch be looking frustrated that he not getting the ball. Yeah, you feel like Branch be looking frustrated? I can't tell. Shit, I can't tell because we run the ball so damn much. I mean, you could barely tell. Well, we had like 200 and something yards in running and against Bama. And I think Gunnar had like 130 yards or 103 yards in passing. Like I could barely see what the receivers feeling like because we always see these guys running. Todd was more unpredictable. True, Todd drew up them type of plans that you just didn't know where we was gonna go with it. He utilized his tight ends, and right now they don't utilize their tight ends at all. It's like I feel for the tight ends because I damn sure thought that Lawson Lucky was gonna be that guy. I thought that he was going to eventually take Oscar Delp's job. I ain't even going to lie to you. Because I think he got that more of a receiver built, and I felt like he was faster than Oscar Delp. And then when we saw Oscar Delp wasn't producing as much, I was like, well, damn, I thought he was going to be like Brock Bowers, but that didn't happen. So maybe Lawson Lucky can get in there and make a difference, but we're not even seeing much coming from them guys. So I'm like, well, shit. Like, what are they doing at Georgia? What's going on? And all of this blocking, and like I said, the tackles seem to be doing fine. Warren Gatson is back in, and they seem to be doing pretty decent to me. So why are we still running these plays where the tight ends are blocking? Like, come on, make it make sense. I thought that the only reason why they had the tight ends blocking was because of the O-line. And sometimes that's what it be. They feel like they need more men block, but at the same time, even if they are blocking, scheme something up where they block for a while and get open. You know what I mean? Quick first down. That's all we need. 225 Girl said last year we had Carson. We were throwing it around. Exactly, but nobody can catch. Yeah, this year we had the receivers, but not making much of an impact. Make it make sense. Come on, 225 Girl. Make it make sense, man. For real, that's a perfect comment right there. Last year we had Carson. We were throwing it all around, but nobody to catch it. Damn. This year we have receivers, but they not making much of an impact because of, I think, the quarterback that we have. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people and a lot of y'all don't want to hear that about Gunnar Stockton. I know a lot of y'all want to believe that Gunnar Stockton is just this great dual threat quarterback. But when is he going to prove that to us, y'all? When is he going to prove that to us? And I hate to keep hackling this dude, but he's the guy in charge right now. He's the captain of the offense. So I have to look at him at times too, because, it was plenty of times where he could have just took off against Bama, but he just didn't do it. You know what I mean? I don't get what's really going on, OJ, Orange Juice Jones, I keep saying OJ. Orange Juice Jones, Thomas is leaving for sure. All Kirby is doing is making the elite receivers not want to play for him. Exactly. Yeah, Kirby keeps babysitting mediocre quarterbacks. That's it. That's big facts. That's big facts, man. He will not put anybody in there that's talented. I'm going to just be honest. He won't put no real talented quarterback under center. Kirby, Kingsley Green, man, make sure you hit the like button when you dropping in, bro. Appreciate you coming off in the live. Kirby be more loyal to Alabama than us. Every time we play them, that shit crazy, right? Like, you got to be loyal to them if every time we play them, we lose. People keep asking what's the difference between Bama and Georgia. All things equal, Bama has NFL caliber quarterbacks. Yeah, I think that's what it is for the most part. I think Bama recruits better when it comes to quarterbacks. I think we pretty much on the same level when it comes to running backs, but I think when it comes to quarterbacks and receivers, Alabama definitely got the edge on that. Georgia has not got good at that yet, and Kirby's been with Georgia for 10, 11 years now. He got to get better with recruiting on the offense, man. We understand that you can, have the best, some of the best defenses of all time. You've established that. We understand that now. But you got to show get that same formula going on that offense. Or I'm gonna start, be honest with you, if he don't, then I'm gonna start second guessing his talent when it comes to coaching or it comes to recruiting for the offense side of the ball, because it's kind of weary. You know what I mean? You just never know. Yeah, we finally got a 5-star in Taylor, but at the end of the day, like, if you don't have a quarterback that can get it to him, then it is what it is. Now, granted, he did throw a nice pass to him, and Taylor dropped it, but he's still young. I don't count that. He's still young. How come we beat every team instead, but we can't beat Bama? But Vandy and Andy and Florida State can. So yeah, that's some real shit. Vandy can turn it around after consistently going 0-9, 0-8. They can turn this shit around just that quick and beat Bama. That's crazy. And Kirby still can't beat them. After all of the years that we played this team with great defenses and good offenses, you still can't beat this team. That's pathetic. Yeah, get them likes up. Appreciate that, Kingsley Green. That's pathetic, dog. Like, how do you? That's what I'm saying. Y'all be saying some good stuff in the chat, man. Like, Vandy turned it around and beat Alabama, and probably going to beat them this weekend. Don't they play them this weekend? They probably will beat them this weekend if they play them this weekend. That's crazy, though, because Georgia done had historical defense. I'm sorry. They done had an historical defense. They done had defense that teams couldn't run on. None of that. But still couldn't beat Alabama, which is weird to me. It's very weird to me. It made me feel like, damn, Kirby, what's going on with you, bro? Like, I'm not saying that Kirby is no conspiracy or nothing like that, and Kirby is, but I'm just saying, bro, it just don't make sense if Vanderbilt is able to beat Alabama and Georgia can't. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's unbelievable in my opinion. I criticize Dabo for not involving, but the same can be for Kirby. Love coach, but he has to evolve. I'm not involved, but evolve his philosophy. Some Saban did it and was able to thrive. If Vandy beat Bama, I'm going to lose my shit. Yeah, for real. If Vandy beat Alabama again, yeah, man. I that's why I told y'all, bro. And I swear to God, man, when I started this, I believe this channel started this. We started the narrative about we got to criticize the coach for now on. We started it over here at the Doghouse. Wasn't nobody talking about Coach Kirby. Wasn't nobody talking about none of that until we started it. Now that shit spread like wildfire. I know I don't have a major channel over here, but to be honest, if you're going to be honest, you got to be honest. I'm the one that came out first with talking about Kirby Smart. Nobody didn't want to talk about it. Everybody wanted to let it go. Everybody wanted to blame everybody else but Kirby Smart, and I'm glad that everybody is pushing that narrative now because he needs to understand that, you're going to be questioned also. You know what I mean? You're not perfect. So you need to be questioned also. You need to step your game up also, because if it continue to go like the way it's going, we're going to be losing games, and it's going to end up like Dabo Swinney after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see that from Georgia. I don't want to go back to that Mark Richt era where we losing the different. I don't want to go back to that, man. I want to stick where we at now, where we're dominating teams, but I don't feel like that's gonna continue if you don't recruit better on that offense side of the ball, and not just the offense side, man. Get some receivers up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? The main problem is the current coaching staff is suspect. Kirby need to put a better staff around him. Yeah, stop this buddy system you got going on. Tell you what's up with you. Everybody, make sure y'all hit that like button. Yeah, man, quit that buddy system. Like, my thing is, I was trying to be cool when it came to Mike Bobo. Everybody before the season started, everybody was hackling. Didn't nobody want to see Mike Bobo. I was like, man, all right, let's just give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? Let's just give him a chance. But even with me saying that, I still felt in the back of my mind the only reason he was there because he needed his son to start. Now, I'm not saying that Drew Bobo wouldn't have been able to start nowhere. I'm just saying, what better place to start than at Georgia? You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. It's a win-win situation for him, and then all of a sudden you OC. Like, I'm like, damn, what's going? Is it really a buddy system or what? Like, because that's what it seemed like, And if Bobo doesn't pull something out of the hat by, I'll say about it. I'll give him to the end of the season. If he don't change some shit up with these plays by the end of the season, then I'm on that bandwagon of fire Bobo. I'm on that same bandwagon. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the game plans do be looking a little vanilla. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that's with every team we've played this season. I've seen nothing that I was like, oh, like, damn, like Bobo out here doing this thing. I have seen things where, well, no, I'm gonna take that back. I ain't seen nothing to say Bobo out here doing this thing. But I'm not gonna criticize the man if we win in games. I'm not. I can't do that. If we win in games, then we win in games. You know what I mean? Problem is, we got a coaching staff of nothing but receivers that ain't coaching shit. Yeah. And we got, like I said, this buddy system. You got the buddy system going on. We haven't been getting the quarterback position right. Me personally, the only thing that gets me about this quarterback position is we have seen Kirby make a mistake. We have seen him when he started Jake Fromm over Justin Fields. We have seen that happen. But at the same time, we saw them get it right with Stetson Bennett. You know, who would have thought that Stetson Bennett would have been this unicorn type of quarterback to help us win 2 natties back to back? Who would have thought that? You know, even when we didn't think that was supposed to happen, or he was not the guy. Even when we thought that, it turned out he was the guy. So that's what makes me kind of like on the fence about it. Of course, I don't really care for Gunner. Of course, y'all know that. The ones that subscribe to the channel, y'all know I'm not a Gunner fan. I'm not gonna say I don't care for him, but I'm not a fan of him. But that kind of, you know, it's kind of confusing because, like I said, they got it right with Stetson. Like, even when we thought that he wasn't the guy, we thought we were in trouble. But turns around and wins you 2 natty back to back. So that's what kind of had me confused, because I'm like, I don't want to say that they don't know what they doing. But at the same time, it kind of seemed funny, because had Stetson didn't turn out to be a unicorn, we would have been effed. You know what I mean? We would have been out of luck. But I've been calling for Ryan Puglisi. I still, to this day, I still feel like, you said Kirby didn't think Stetson was the guy. I don't know. I don't know. I think that we didn't think that he was the guy. Nobody thought that Stetson was the guy until he improved. He showed improved. You know what I mean? They didn't get it right. Bennett got it right. He was determined to play at Georgia, and we didn't have no one else. That's true too. We didn't have nothing else to go with, because, you know, DeJuan Mathis was a straight up bust. So that is true also. I gotta admit that is also true. You know, but my thing is, yeah, you might be on to something, Monte. You might be on to something. You basically saying that they didn't get it right. It was just that, Stetson was just, he wanted to play for Georgia so much. We had JT Daniels, yeah, but when he got that oblique injury, I think that's what it was. It was a wrap for him, for JT Daniels. You know, Gunner ain't the problem. The problem is that weak pass rush. You think that the pass rush is still a problem? I thought that they did well when it came to Tennessee and Alabama. I thought it was decent. I didn't see a real issue. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Mundo. I didn't see a real issue when it came to the pass rush. That was the issue prior to playing Tennessee. But once we played Tennessee, I was like, okay, so this doesn't seem like much of a problem. And then we got Juan Gatson back, and I'm like, all right, well, we got one of the guys back. So, and playing Alabama, I didn't see that being a problem. So, you know. Oh, okay. I see what you talking about, Mondo. You talking about defense. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the defense, if we're going to go there, if we're going to talk about the defense, you know what I mean? If we're going to talk about the defense, yeah. Like I said in my last video, bro, this is not the same type of team. We obviously can tell that this is not the same type of defense. It's not the same type of offense, obviously. You know what I mean? It's just not the same team. And I think we got so many young guys to the point where they got to get the reps. They got to get experience. We stopped them in the second half, bro. We can compete with anybody. King Zay, I believe so also. I said the same thing. If we was able to do that in the second half, then we can run with the best of them. But we have to be able to do it all 4 quarters. You cannot start playing in the second half. And I'm tired of that narrative. I'm tired of the narrative of I'm tired of the narrative of we're a fourth quarter team. I'm tired of hearing that. You know what I mean? I'm tired of hearing about a fourth quarter team. I'm tired. Not a fourth quarter, but second half team. I'm tired of hearing that, bro. You got to play both halves. You can't just wake up in the second half. Like, what the fuck? What is that? You know what I'm saying? What is that? Why do we keep running with that narrative? Oh, we're a second half team. Nah, man. We shouldn't be a second half team. We can't keep rolling with that. No, man. We need these guys to play all 4 damn quarters. Don't wait until the third quarter to start playing football. I usually don't call for the next man, but Ryan seemed to look more of the part when he got in. I don't know how he would have looked with extended play, but the short moment he looked good. I think that Ryan Puglisi looks very good. I think that if he had the same amount of snaps that Gunnar had, I believe I think it would look the same. I don't see what can y'all tell me what is Gunnar doing so good to the point he's named the starter? What is he doing so much better than anybody could do? Because honestly, I'm not even athletic as them guys, but I can get in there and do the shit. I can get in there and do the shit that Gunnar is doing, man. Let's be real. Let's just be honest. Gunnar ain't doing nothing really. He's not really doing shit but managing. He's managing. Okay, cool. He's not turning. The only reason he's still the starter because he's not turning the ball over. That's the only reason he's still the starter. Because if you playing under Kirby Smart and you're a quarterback, long as you do not turn the ball over, you got a job. I don't care if you don't score a touchdown for 3 or 4 games. If you don't throw for a touchdown for 3 or 4 games, you got a job. Long as you protect the ball. And that's what he does, which is cool, which is good. It's good for us. But at the same time, anybody can go in there. Not anybody. I'm going to just take that back. I got to give him some type of credit, right? He's still a dog. I got to give him some type of credit. So I don't want to go too hard in on dude, but I got to be honest about it. Like, I don't feel like he's doing anything to keep him as the starter. Like, it's nothing. What is he doing? You know what I mean? Gunnar can't read the defense when blitz wideouts are open by 5 yards. King of Kings, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Gunnar protects the ball better. Word is that Puglisi is a turnover machine in practice. Man, I got to see that in the game. Because at this point, man, I just think people just be making shit up, man. I ain't saying you, Mundo, because obviously you got it from somebody, but I think folks be making shit up, man. I won't believe it until I see it. I won't believe it. The man ain't had a chance to go in there and show us any damn thing. You know what I mean? So if it is the turnovers, then, I mean, it is what it is. But it ain't like Gunnar doing shit really for us. You know, he threw 2 little semi-deep passes. That was it. After the first one, everybody, oh, my God, Gunnar, they said he couldn't throw the deep ball. What have he done after that? This is not a blame game at all. And I'm not blaming Gunnar for no loss or nothing like that. Not at all. I'm just saying he ain't done nothing. What the hell has he done? You know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion, though. I don't know. I know everybody got their own little opinion or whatever. Everybody gonna, say what they want to say. But my opinion is he's mediocre. He's not an elite quarterback. Not at all. I'd rather have Lenore Sellers playing for Georgia right now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'd rather have him starting at Georgia right now. Like 225 Girl said, it's playing too safe with Gunnar. The play calling is bland and it's easy to prepare for. Yeah. And if you're gonna have a bland play caller, then Gunnar probably is the right guy. He's not gonna turn the ball over. We know he's not gonna do that. So it is what it is. Shout out to Main C for just dropping off in the live. Make sure y'all hit that like button coming off in the live. I'm only gonna go for an hour, so y'all bear with me, stay with me, rock with me. But yeah, man, like at the end of the day, I just feel like, it's a lot that's going to happen. There's a lot probably going to change once the season is over. Like I say, Noah Thomas probably would be the guy that would transfer out. I don't know if that's going to be the case for him. I'm not sure. Like I said, I hope that he doesn't, but with him being a senior, I don't think he would, right? He's a senior, so it's pointless to try to transfer. You know what I mean? 225 girl said, I don't think Gunner is allowed to play loose or play his game. No quarterback can play their type of game to where they can improvise. It facts. If protection breaks down, Stetson was the only one that played loose. Yeah, he was. You can have Tom Brady at quarterback. It still won't do. You can have Tom Brady at quarterback. It still won't do you any good if the defense is ranked at the very bottom of the national on third down stops. Yeah. We need to talk about this defense. What about the defense, man? What about the defense? Like, what we talking about when it comes to the defense? I'm so disgusted, when it comes to the defense. Like, it feels disgusting looking at this defense. I don't know about y'all, but it almost feels disgusting looking at this defense. It feels nasty looking at this defense. It's like, what the hell is going on with the defense, What's going on, And for me, I'll just say this. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna leave it at this. I think that it's a lot of guys out there that's just getting experience, right? And I'll just leave it at that. And also, let me say another thing. I think guys need to get experience, and I also think that we need to get better with the pass rush. Yeah. Yeah, the secondary definitely is trash right now. I'll just say right now, because I don't want to bash these young guys, but right now they definitely they're not looking good. They're not looking good at all. We already know who's not looking good, and I would have thought that C.J. Allen, guys like C.J. Allen and Dalen Everett, would have stepped their game up, and nothing is going on right now, even with those two guys. KJ Bolden is making plays here and there. Didn't see much of him against Alabama, but I do see him, though. I do see him, and that's a good thing. I don't know why in the hell Daniel Harris didn't start against Bama. Where the hell was he at? I don't know what the hell they were thinking by starting Ellis Robinson, but he normally, it's just weird, bro. It baffles me how they do with the defense and how they do with other players, and it's baffling, bro. Like you like, yeah. Anyway. 8 for 8 on third down conversions in the first quarter. Hell, that never happened under Ray Goff or Jim Donnan. Yeah, and I'm confused on what's really the problem, because Kirby don't speak about it. He don't talk about it. He kind of alludes to, I don't know. Oh, he said Harris had a groin injury. Damn, when the hell did he? Damn, did they? I think I did see something about that. You let the people call up. Well, I did a call up show at one point, but I eventually, probably not on this live, but I eventually started doing that so we can call up and talk to each other, whatever the case may be. Let's talk about. Oh, Glenn Schumann. yeah. I don't know. Look like we need Dan Lanning back, right? Look like we need to give him a call, but he over there doing pretty good. So he ain't giving a damn about Georgia right now. But hey, man, this is what we working with, man. This is what we got. So we can talk about all of these different things, but this is the team that we have, man. This is the team that we have. We ain't got nothing else unless he hit the restart button at some point in the off season. Unless he hit the restart button. That Twisted Tea good. No, I don't got the Twisted Tea. I got this energy drink, man. This Go Sour Patch, blue raspberry. Kirby need to bring Muschamp back. You think that's the problem, Muschamp? You think Muschamp the problem? I thought Muschamp was just like a little analyst at one point. I didn't even think Muschamp was a part of the defense as much, you know. I wish Muschamp could come back, you know. We need to go get Pittman too. I don't know, man. I thought Muschamp I thought he had done lost a position or something like that, or like got demoted type of situation. I ain't even know much because, you know, you had Dan Lanning, but you had all of them involved. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know what the hell going on at some. I think Muschamp and Schumann split the defense duties until Muschamp stepped down. Yeah, I thought he stepped down or something like that. Like, I thought that he wasn't a part of the defense as much. Like, he stepped down and was doing something else or whatever. Okay, he spent more time with his family. Okay. Well, I mean, if they split up the duties, that could be possibly the problem. It could be, because it's looking horrible right now. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, for you not to, but look though, guys, look, Major, I have to keep it a buck. The 2025 team is an 8-4 team waiting to happen, bro. You probably right. But look though, we were able to change things up in the second half though. So we just got to get these guys to be able to play all 4 quarters. That's what I'm looking at. I don't know about Muschamp's situation, but if we can get these guys to play all 4 quarters, we might be good, y'all. You see, we was able to stop Alabama from scoring in 2 quarters, you know, the rest of the game. We was with all the 5-star recruits the last 2 years on defense, need to play more. Yeah, Kirby too loyal to older players. But yeah, man, like I said, bro, we were able to stop Alabama from scoring for the rest of the damn game. So we got it in us. As we have it, we just got to learn how to play all 4 quarters. That's all I want to see us do. It's obvious now. If Alabama was just ripping us apart the whole game, then I'll be with y'all. I'll be like, yeah, you know what? We need this person back. We need that person back. You know, this defense is fully trash. I don't believe that they're trash. I just don't know what's going on in the first half. I don't know what are they doing. Why they're not woke within the first half. Obviously, we know that Kirby Smart gonna rip them apart, you know, in halftime, but he got to be doing this. Whatever you doing at halftime, you should be doing at the beginning of the goddamn game. How the hell we stop in the second half and not the full game? This UGA squad could go 10-2, but could also go 8-4 if they fuck around and find out that Ole Miss and Georgia Tech, Ole Miss and Georgia Tech, man, and hell of a teams right now. 2 hell of a team. Defense shut them down in the second half, but couldn't do nothing offensively in the second. And that was I think that was our biggest issue, the fact that we couldn't do nothing within the second half. If we were able to score, we would have won the damn game. Bama ain't that good either. They won't get far giving up over 200 on the ground. Yeah, that's true, because they defense definitely ain't the same. Got to figure it out earlier at the beginning of the games. Yeah. At best, there's 3 more guaranteed wins on the schedule. The rest possible losses. I believe so too. Because I know we won't. I know we'll beat Kentucky. I know we'll beat Auburn. Who else? It's a little scrub game we got also. Yes, we got another little scrub game. So, but Ole Miss and even Mississippi State, bro, and then we got Texas also. So, man, listen, we got to get it together at this point. We just got to get it together. Ole Miss definitely worries me. Like, I'm not even going to kid y'all. I believe we will go down to Ole Miss. I believe Georgia will go down to Ole Miss, honestly. You know, after what we seen against Bama, yeah, we'll go down. We'll go. We don't have to, even with Ole Miss, you don't have time to play this. Oh, we gonna get it right in the second half. You don't have the time, bro. They got a great quarterback, in my opinion. Senior guy, you know what I'm saying? Can sling it around. He got a great arm and he can run that ball. Seen it happen. So I think it was against Tennessee, LSU. So Georgia better be careful, man. Georgia better be real careful, and they need to figure it out. Coaching. We got to keep pushing that narrative. Both Bama and Georgia defense is trash. Mondo say he ain't holding back no punches. I just think that, in my opinion, I think that they better get it right by the time they meet Ole Miss. They better have gotten it right. Ole Miss will be another L for us for sure. Yeah. I hate to agree with that, but I got to, man. I got to agree with it because the way we played Bama, bro, it's no way we going to turn around and we play and we going to be on the road. Are we going to be on the road? It's going to be at home. I guess it don't matter. Hell, Bama still beat us at home. I guess being at home don't really damn matter. It used to matter back in the day. Being at home used to mean something. You know? Being at home used to mean something. And even the crowd, bro, let's talk about that. We talking about all the other shit. Even the crowd, bro, they were horrible. They were horrible. They was not making it hard for Ty Simpson, man. Not at all. That's why he was picking away the defense the way he was in the first half. I mean, the crowd was just bland as shit. Like, I don't get it. Like, if you're a Dog fan, why are you just standing there? Just because we're not scoring when you expect us to, and just because we like, come on, man, this is Bama. Like, this is the biggest rival for us. We supposed to be. I mean, you're supposed to leave the stadium. What do they call it? Horse. You're supposed to leave the stadium and damn near can't speak, can't talk at all. Like, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I guess it's the new generation. The new generation is so used to Georgia winning to the point where they just expect us to win. And that's my thing. You can't expect us to win every single season, dominate every single season. You know what I mean? After Saturday, seeing some teams lose at home as well, home field doesn't help like always. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it helped. But I think, like I said, man, I think the younger generation sometimes, you know, in this era, they expect us to be more dominant. You know, from you know, in the last 5 to 6 years, or let's say the last 10 years, I think that they're used to seeing Georgia play a certain way. So that's what they only want to see. You know what I mean? If they're not seeing that, then they just out there. You had to take a step back in development due to coaching turnover. I think the main thing is coaching. Me personally, I don't think it's the talent as much as I think it's coaching at this point. Like I said, Alabama, in the Alabama game, that's what showed me it was coaching, because you come back the second half and completely shut this team down. So if you can do that, then that lets me know that it's something going on when it comes to coaching. If you can lock this team down the way you did, yeah, something going on, something in the water. The days of gaining 12-0 are over. Teams are too even now. Yep. NIL plays a part in that, and playing 9-second games a season, 9 SEC games a season going forward. Yeah. Tay said, I think this year is setting up for a better next season. I said that in the beginning of the season, Tay. I said that because I knew that you got Talon Taylor. You got him, and you got CJ Wiley. And hopefully we'll have a better offensive line, you know, so that we won't have to keep blaming it on the tackles. Hopefully that right tackle situation can get a lot better. I didn't feel like it was a problem against Bama nor Tennessee, but hopefully that can get better, and we can, you know, hopefully look a whole lot better in 26. You know, I want Taylor to get out there and get some more experience also. You know, that, like I said, the drop was a inexperienced situation, but you know, normally you don't see that from 5 stars, but, you know, it is what it is. Shit happens, right? Doak Campbell was louder week 1 against Bama. Nobody fears Sanford anymore. I know. It's everybody's spoiled, and a better quarterback coming. Yeah, Jared Curtis. I don't focus on Jared Curtis. Like I always say, man, it's got to translate over to college. Like I don't trust that 5-star stuff until I see them out there. You know what I mean? Me personally, I still want to see. I'm ready to see Ryan Puglisi. Even Ryan Montgomery. You know what I mean? I'm back. Had to drive home. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Do your thing. Yeah, even Ryan Montgomery. Like, I'm ready to see something else. You know, this Brock Bowers. This Gunnar Stockton thing. I'm exhausted with it. I haven't seen enough of this guy to say that, like, you know, I'm a fan. Like, you know, he's one of the only quarterbacks in the SEC that kind of look bland. Like, not one. Yeah. He one of the only quarterbacks in the SEC that look bland. You know what I mean? Like, he looks bland out there. Like, you know, turn him loose. You know, turn him loose. Damn. We know Taylor can blow the top off the defense. That's what we do know now. Yeah, I mean, he at least that play. JSB said Remains by Volker. I don't know. The song played on second. I don't know. Facts. I can't wait to see Pug Orion. They are flashy and smooth. Yeah. Noah Thomas. Yeah. We all. That's what everybody feeling like. Noah Thomas is gonna be the guy to go ahead and leave. Like I said, my opinion on Noah Thomas is that he's a senior. Well, no. Let me take that back. Noah Thomas is a senior, so it's pointless for him to leave, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. It's pointless for Noah Thomas to leave. He's a senior. What's the point of? I mean, it's pointless. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be eligible for another, you know, to come back or whatever, but yeah, it's pointless to leave, you know. I just feel as if it's about time that we switch everything up. It's about time. Some coaches and all. It's that time. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know if I want to continue this Mike Bobo thing until the end of the season. If the end of the season he don't turn out to be, you know, what I expect him to do, then hey man, I'm on that same train, man. Let him go. Send him on his way. But you know, I need to see more, man. We got to see more. This is mediocrity at its best. This is mediocrity at its best, y'all. I'd rather see the 2016-17 Georgia Bulldogs. Like, this team right here seems very, very weak. Very weak. Taylor's going to have a breakout season the rest of the way. Hopefully he does, man. We got to see something. I need to see some explosiveness. Yeah, we got to see it a little bit with Kobe Young. You know what I mean? At Zachariah Branch. But I'm ready to see some more explosiveness. Like, goddamn. Like, the last time we was able to see it was the 23 season. Come on, man. Let's make it make sense, man. Like, you got too much talent. Stop. Yeah, you got too much talent, man. Like, let's get it done. So okay. Somebody said something about Sakobe White. Sakobe White is better than them both. Better than who? We got to get more explosive. At the end of the day, we got to get more explosive, man. I'm tired of this mediocre game plan. I don't know what the hell is going on. You know, I'm hoping they change things around and turn things around. You know, I'm just tired of it. We're going to talk about Kentucky Friday also. So I'm going to drop a video Friday talking about this Kentucky game and talk about what I think is going to happen. I really don't even want to talk about it, but for the sake of the channel, we're going to talk about it. I wonder why they went from Chauncey Barnes in the fourth. And, you know, speaking of Chauncey Barnes, you know what's crazy, man? I was looking at this article, and everybody is really, really going hard on Nate Frazier. It's so sad because Dog Nation is trying to find an out. They're trying to find an out and trying to find a way to not blame Kirby Smart and the coaching staff. And it's sickening, man, to see. And I know you got to report everything, right? I know you got to report it. And it's true enough, he did fumble the ball. He does have a problem with fumbling the ball. But to try to throw Chauncey Barnes out there like, oh yeah, he had so much more yards than Nate Frazier did, and he had more yards against the SEC team than Nate Frazier. And I'm like, damn, okay. That may be true, but you got to understand, he fumbled and they took him out for the rest of the damn game. Didn't let him redeem himself. So, me personally, I'm not going to consider you a better running back just because I have a fumbling issue. I'm not going to consider him a better running back. Chauncey Barnes is a good running back as well as Josh McCray. But in my opinion, all three of those guys, Nate Frazier, Chauncey Barnes, Josh McCray, I believe all three of them guys are very good running backs. I don't think one is better than the other, in my opinion. I think that they all are good quarterbacks. Running backs. I just think that Nate Frazier is having a slight problem that he got to clean up, holding on to the ball. That's all he got to clean up is holding on to the ball. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's not really, I think it's a big thing. It's a big deal. But at the same time, I don't know. Frazier cost us 3 points. Barnes had a consistent and he protected the ball. I mean, come on, Mondo. 3 points, bro. What about the rest of the game? He didn't play in the rest of the game. What about the rest of the game? So we just gonna bench it. So you might as well bench everybody. If you're gonna bench Frazier, you might as well take Daniel Harris out. You might as well take matter of fact, take the whole damn defense, cause they ain't do shit the whole first half. So if we're gonna talk about Frazier, you gotta talk about everybody, man. You got to criticize everybody. You can't just criticize one person. You know what I'm saying? You got to criticize this whole team. That's what all I'm saying. You got to criticize the whole damn team. I agree that Frazier should have sat down for a while, but to take the man out the whole goddamn game and try to blame him just because of this fumble, like, that's the narrative that people was trying to run with. They were trying to run with, oh, we lost because Frazier fumbled the ball. That is not true. That is not true. If Frazier wasn't the reason why, that was 3 points that they gained. 3 points. What about the second half? That's my question. Yeah, it's a pattern. It's a pattern, Mondo. It is a pattern. It is. I agree. I have to agree with you. You know? Who is this Auburn dude? Daniel Denny said we suck. Well, I already, I talked about y'all. I talked about y'all, y'all got an ass whooping coming too. Kirby missed out on a 3-point conversion. Who fault that was? That's all I'm saying. Like, I saw all these narratives trying to get pushed about Nate Frazier. Now, with me and Mondo talking about, I agree with him on that discussion. But what I saw on Dog Nation, I'm like, wait a minute now. Let's not try to push that narrative like it was Nate Frazier, and let's not try to pit them against each other. Talking about Bowens and Nate Frazier. At the end of the day, he does have a problem. He does have one, and it started last season. But my only issue is that did not cause us to lose the game. It didn't. That was a measly 3 points. It did not cause us to lose the game. What caused us to lose the game, to me, was bad coaching. Yeah, Kirby, he said Kirby, poor coaching is what cost us the game. Yeah, that's all that happened. People want to use every other thing in the book. No. It was Kirby Smart and his BS coaching. That 4th and 1, Kirby had Pete Carroll moment using Cass. Yeah, the Cass Jones situations was pathetic. It was pathetic. I saw that not happening from the snap. When I saw he handed it to Cass Jones, I said, we in trouble. Well, I said, we in trouble. When I saw that happen, I was like, wow. Why would you? Anyway, that game is over with. That game is over with. It's over with. It is what it is, man. We have to get past that. We got to get past it. And I guess we got to worry about Kentucky. Now, Kentucky does play us hard every season. Like, we struggle with them every season. I don't think we'll struggle with them this season, but we tend to struggle with Kentucky, seem like every season. Said that was the coach when we missed out on 3 points. If he decided to go for it on fourth, he should have put it in the right personnel. Yeah, he should have used Bowens. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, it's a lot of, he coulda, shoulda, woulda, and all that stuff. But it is what it is. We should drop 40 on Kentucky. Shit, 40? You think we should drop 40 on Kentucky? Sincere? Come on now. We talking about this Georgia team. This Georgia team is so inconsistent. I don't see us dropping no 40. You're right. We should drop 40 on them, but I don't know. Let's see how this team responds against Kentucky. Take their hurt out on this. That's what I'm expecting. Us to take all our frustration out on them. We should drop 40 on them. I want us to drop 40, but this team, man, consistent is not this team is not consistent. I want to see Pug get in the game early. Pug ain't getting in. He ain't getting in. Kirby got to win all the games he need to win at this season. Kirby is not putting Pug in. He is not putting Pug in. Pug ain't getting in none this season, really. He probably get in, because we not blowing teams out in order for him to even put. That's the only time Kirby put him in. If we blowing somebody out, we up like 30 something, 40 something in the first half. Yeah, he'll throw him in. But I don't see Pug starting. I don't see him getting in. He had a better chance getting in against Marshall and Austin Peay starting him, but we didn't see him hardly even in. Yeah, especially when we ain't up 30. OD Stoney. Yeah, if we're not up 30, 40 points in the first half, we ain't gonna see him. That's just Kirby's history. Like, we known him to. The only time you'll see your backup quarterback is like in the fourth quarter, maybe handing the ball off a couple times, maybe throwing it around a couple times, but you got to be blowing the team out. Kirby like to play on teams level. I hope that's not true. We may see Pug. Oh yeah, against Charlotte. Yeah. That's the other cupcake team I was talking about, Charlotte. Yeah, but hopefully, this team is so inconsistent. I don't know. They may even make it a close game with Georgia. Georgia don't seem like they can really blow anybody out. Like, they don't seem like that type of team no more. It just, it don't feel it. I don't feel it no more coming from Georgia. Kirby won't do it. Doesn't matter how the quarterback plays. Remember, if Carson didn't get hurt, we wouldn't have to see Gunner, period. Facts. And I think that's what people forget. If it wasn't for Carson getting hurt, we would not even be talking about Gunner Stockton. Not at all. But it's so many people that's so dedicated to how could I put it? So many people dedicated to caping. I'm gonna just say caping for every quarterback that starts for Georgia. They're not gonna speak on that. They're not gonna tell the truth. The fact that that's the only reason we even talking about Gunner right now. They had no choice but to start him. He was the only one that had a little bit of experience. Of course, they weren't gonna start Puglisi. Pug, they weren't gonna start him. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I was not hyped about this dude Gunner Stockton at all. And I'm proving to be right. I'm proving myself right here on these lives, on these videos. I'm proving it to be right. You know what I mean? I'm proving it to be right. I feel like we would have done way better with Carson Beck. But nobody talks about Carson Beck because a lot of people and a lot of the fan base is kind of mad at dude, But dude, to me, he just being real. Even when he talk about loving football again, my man being real about it. He like, nah, leaving Georgia, that's the best thing I could do. Hell, Justin Fields said the same thing. Come on, man. Justin Fields said pretty much the same thing. It wasn't exactly the same, but Justin Fields said that was the best choice for him to leave Georgia. So if that ain't telling y'all something, then I don't know what is. What, they lying? Y'all think that the players are lying? Just because you love Georgia that much, you think that the players are lying about feeling better going other places? No, they not lying. They not lying at all. For real. For real, man. Like, these guys are not leaving this program lying about how they feeling about Georgia. You know? It's no way. It's no way Carson Beck leaves Georgia and he's already got the starting job. Even with being hurt, he still would have had the starting job. Even with being hurt, they knew Gunnar Stockton wasn't ready. They knew damn well Gunnar Stockton was not ready. They knew damn well that Carson Beck was a better quarterback than Gunnar Stockton. We know that. We don't like to admit it because the man transferred out. But the man is a way better, in my opinion, a way better quarterback. A lot of people say, well, you know, I wouldn't say that he's way better. I would say that, you know, Gunnar Stockton, because he can use his legs and his ability to be mobile. Okay. Carson Beck wasn't mobile at all in 23. We looked pretty good in 23, guys. Carson Beck was not mobile. All right, you got Gunnar Stockton in 25. He's a mobile quarterback, but he's sitting in the pocket. Getting loose, I don't think I'll see it. When is he going to get loose? Against Charlotte? Beck was good. He just didn't have no pass catchers. That's all it was. I think everybody is understanding that now. Now that he's gone, I think more people is understanding how good of a quarterback he was for Georgia. It took people to see him transfer out to understand how good of a quarterback he was for Georgia, because a lot of people did not like Gunnar Stockton, or they wanted to see not Gunnar Stockton, but Carson. I always get them mixed up. But a lot of people wanted to see Gunnar Stockton over Carson. Just because he was supposed dual threat, but he's not to me, he's not a dual threat quarterback. In my opinion, he's not dual threat. Some of the Dog fans and Miami fans already have been going back and forth with each other. Yeah. What are they talking about? What are the Dog and Miami fans talking about? Our O-line wasn't good enough for Beck last year. I think Gunnar never going to change. That's Gunnar play style. I thought his play style was, I guess it changed when he came to college, but I thought his play style I thought he was a running quarterback. No shot. I'm going back and forth with Miami fans. Them bums ain't won nothing of significance since the Clinton administration. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna go back and forth either. It is what it is. I do think that they are a better put together team. I will say that. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm just gonna be honest. They are a better put together team. I think a lot of teams are put together way better than Georgia. I think Georgia just have a real serious problem because they just don't have what it takes. They don't have, I don't feel like they have the right person at quarterback. I don't feel like they have what's going on? Most of Beck's interception was off the receiver's hands. No, that's not true. That's not true right there, Stoney. That ain't true. So what you saying that Beck was throwing? He was throwing interceptions. It was his fault that he was throwing an interception. No, I don't want to get you wrong. I don't want to disagree with what you're saying before I understand what you're saying. So you saying that Beck was throwing interceptions intentionally, like throwing interceptions? If Gunnar wins the Heisman, that's going to make Kirby and Bobo look bad. If Carson wins the Heisman, probably will. I think so. Just imagine if Carson stayed with the wide receiver core. That's all I wanted to see because I knew who was coming in. I knew who we had. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted to see. But OD Stoney Jackson, what you talking about? You said most of Beck's interceptions was off of the receiver hands. So what you talking about with that statement? Miami O-line is better. Most of the defense they face in the ACC. He has time and weapons in a weaker conference. Nah, he was throwing in some tight coverage last season or straight to the defenders. Well, 225 girl, I know a lot of people want to believe that Carson Beck, I'm sorry, I always get the quarterbacks mixed up. I know a lot of people want to believe that Carson Beck was throwing into double coverage, triple coverage. He was just not doing right. But just think about if you don't have any weapons and you're trying to carry a team and you got pressure because you coming off of a team that just went back-to-back, winning back-to-back championships. And you coming from a team that had two good receivers in Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey. Then you go to mediocre wide receivers, barely can catch the ball. You're gonna try to do what you can do. You're gonna try to fit it in those windows. I believe that's what he was trying to do. He was just trying to work with what he had, and it just didn't pan out for him. But is he doing that now? Honestly, is he doing that now? Because we can talk trash about what he was doing in 24, but is he doing that in 25? Everybody would have got touches messing around with Carson Beck. Everybody would have got touches, you know? I just think people they don't want to accept it because he transferred. But just like anybody, like we talking about with Noah Thomas, if Noah Thomas was to have transferred, a lot of people would not like that. They'll have something to say about that. They have, he wasn't that good when he came to Georgia. They even talked about, let's be real, a lot of people talked about Justin Fields. A lot of people try to drag Justin Fields and say, Justin Fields, he didn't look good when he played for Georgia. That's why he wasn't starting over Jake Fromm. He couldn't handle it, you know what I mean, in the SEC. That's lies, man. That's not true. He wasn't given a real clear shot. That's what the problem was. You said, Major, remember, Carson is putting up numbers against SEC defenses. He struggled against that Florida defense. Yeah. We also couldn't run the ball last year, so teams was able to drop the box and coverage. Yeah. Carson Beck was always good, and the offense we got now is made for him. That's all I say. You have to put the weapons around the quarterback. Gunnar Stockton got the weapons around him. Yeah, I know what you meant, Mondo. I know what you meant. Yeah. But I know it's ACC. I know a lot of people gonna say that too with Carson. He playing, a weaker conference. But my thing is, it didn't matter who we played in 24. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta think, no matter who we played in 24, I think the outcome would have still been the same with Carson throwing those picks because you just didn't have receivers. Yeah, it was off of the receiver's hands at times. Yeah, he was throwing into double coverage at times. But what do you do when you're a quarterback that's got so much pressure on you? You're going to try to make plays that you may not have downfield. You know what I mean? You're going to try to make those plays. I mean, it ain't like Gunner's doing any better right now, is he? Is Gunner doing any better right now? Because those games that y'all talking about, remember, we won each and every last one of those games that y'all talking about. The man, I talked about that last season. The man threw 3 interceptions all 3 weeks, and we won all 3 games. So we can talk about it, but at the end of the day, we won those games. Remember that. Go back and look at this. Go back and on ESPN or wherever you get your information from. Go back and look. We won each and every last one of those games. I think we play. Let me go back. Matter of fact, let me do it. Let me do it myself so I can. I wish I could pull it up on the screen, but I ain't got time for that right now. Because I don't know. I already went longer than I was supposed to be going anyway. I was only supposed to go an hour. But I'm telling y'all, I ain't lying. This man threw 3 interceptions. Who was those teams he threw the 3 interceptions to? Who was those god doggone teams? I know I think it was Bama, Auburn, and Mississippi State. Bama, Auburn, and Mississippi State. I think it was those 3 weeks, or either it was Auburn, Mississippi State, and Texas. I think. I can't. I'm not sure. But in 3 different games, this man threw. You said Florida and Texas? Yeah. The man threw 3 interceptions in each goddamn game and still won. We won because we had pass rush last year, 2 first-round pass rushers. Yeah, we did. I think it was Florida. Yeah, I think it was Florida. I wanted to say Bama too, though. But it might have been Auburn, Mississippi State, and Texas, or either Mississippi State, Texas, and Florida. Whichever, we still won the damn game. Whichever. The man threw 3 interceptions in each one of those games, and we still pulled it off. We had better, obviously, like Mondo saying, we had a better pass rush last year, so that does matter. You know, don't get it twisted. Everything matters. So I'm not saying that Carson, you know, did something so miraculously to where we still won those games. But the fact of the matter is we still won those games. You know what I mean? He didn't cause us to lose no game. It wasn't no pick sixes going on. It wasn't no pick sixes going on. It was Bama, Florida, and Texas. We lost to Bama though. Okay, so it was Bama, Florida, and Texas. Damn, I thought Mississippi State and Auburn was in that thing. You know, I don't know. I know he threw 3 picks against Florida, Texas. We won those games in spite of Carson mistakes. Okay, 3 picks against Florida and Texas. But that's the thing though. That's the point that I'm making is he was not a terrible quarterback. He would have, in my opinion, he would have had us looking a lot better than this season. He would have had us looking a lot better in this season. The man can see over his offensive line. You know what I mean? I don't know. I want to say he might have not been able to sit in the pocket that long, and that could be true due to the right tackle. But at the same time, the tackles don't seem much of a problem right now. That they don't seem like much of a problem right now. So maybe he would have been able to, you know, make it rain out there. Maybe he would have. You never know. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We got who we got. We got Gunnar Stockton, guys. He threw 2 picks against Mississippi State, Auburn, and Ole Miss, bro. He was not good against SEC defenses. Okay. So you don't so Mondo, you don't count the fact that he didn't have no receivers? You don't count that? I felt like that counted. I just feel like that counted. I don't know. Maybe it didn't matter. Maybe it was just against SEC defenses. Maybe that is right, that he just wasn't that good against SEC defenses. But, I mean, I just always count the fact that you don't have a receiver to really throw to. The one and then just think about how many drops, though. Like, that's what I'm saying. We're not going to count the drops because it was a lot of drops out there. You said Gunnar did what? Wait a minute. Where we at? Oh, he deleted that. Carson scanned the field better. He did. And I guess y'all can say that he had more time, but I don't know, man. I don't know. My thing is, man, if you ain't got no receivers, what do you do when you don't got no receivers? Because he was looking. Oh, Mondo. So I gotta disagree with you, bro. I gotta disagree with you. You want to know why I gotta disagree with you, bro? Do you know why I disagree with you, Mondo? I gotta disagree with you. The reason why is because of 2023. Am I right or am I wrong? 2023, I didn't see all those picks. So Mondo, come on now. You got 23 where you got Ladd McConkey, Brock Bowers, and others in company. Then you got 24. Nobody. You ain't got nobody at 24, man. You gonna make a hell of a lot of mistakes when you don't got no wide receivers to throw to. He had 12 picks of 9 of them came in 3 games. That means for the other 9, he only threw 3 combined. Yeah. Said 2023 Beck was definitely nasty. Facts. Gonna sometimes get the happy feet and goes through his progression too fast before he can let the play develop sometime. Mondo, Bowers, and Ladd had him looking better than he was. Oh, come on, Mondo. I thought we was on the same page with this one. Come on, man. I thought I had you on this one, man. Nah. I thought we was going to be on the same page with this one just because I just felt like, okay, he didn't throw no picks in 23. Yeah, he did have Ladd McConkey and Bowers, but doesn't that matter, though? Doesn't that matter if you have quarterbacks to throw to? Don't that matter? No Kobe Young, no Ra Thomas. That's what I'm saying. Don't that matter if you got a quarterback to actually throw it to? Because when you got receivers to throw to, because when you got receivers to throw to, every receiver make their quarterback look good, right? So I think I got you again, Mondo. Every good receiver makes their quarterback look good. Am I right or am I wrong, chat? Every good receiver makes their quarterback look good. So I'm just being real. If you got a team that doesn't have receivers around, and the receivers that you do have around dropping balls left and right, pause. Hey, what do you expect to see from this guy? QB gets injured, backup happens to flash, and the time to shine. Former starter quarterback never sees the light of day again. We've seen this over and over. But we can complain and we can go on and on and on and on and on, but we got to really see the change, all right? The change got to really happen. So hopefully that change can happen and will happen at the University of Georgia. Our main problem this year is the weak defense and poor coaching. That's just from my eye test. Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that, Mondo. I think that's the main reason. I think we can say all of this stuff, but the main core reason is bad coaching. You know what I mean? The defense, as far as the defense getting better, I think that we can get better. In 23, Dillon Bell was a beast too. Dillon Bell in 23. Yeah, in 23. Yeah, in 23. Because 24, he was terrible. Everyone has revisionist history when it comes to Stetson and Monken. That offense was loaded with NFL players. Anybody would have looked good. That's what I'm saying. If you have guys helping making you look good, you're gonna look good. We are spoiled. Yeah, we definitely spoiled. And that's why the crowd was looking like they was sleeping out there. Anyway, y'all, hey man, it was good chopping it up with y'all. It's always wonderful when y'all come into the doghouse and chop it up with me, man. I appreciate everybody coming in. I mean, everybody. I'm not gonna do a roll call this time. I just appreciate all y'all for jumping in. Y'all be giving me some good pointers. Y'all be on it. So that's what I love about y'all that come over here to the doghouse. Y'all are on it. You know, we all can agree to disagree to certain points and statements that we make, but outside of that, man, I agree with what everybody's talking about, man. I think everybody got some good points, and go Dogs, man. I believe everybody is seeing the field pretty much the same. I think we all in agreement that Georgia has a coaching problem, and it's got to get better. So all in all, man, y'all stay tuned to the Doghouse. I will be dropping a video Friday talking about this old Kentucky game. Like I said, I really don't even want to talk about it because it's like, what is it to talk about, But anyway, I will be talking about that. And also, I will be live for the Georgia-Kentucky game Saturday. So y'all make sure y'all tune in to the Doghouse. I done went over an hour. I was only supposed to go for an hour, but it is now 6:59. And like I said, I'll say it again, shout out to the chat, man. We have a lot of fun and good talks in this chat, and I love it. So y'all continue to come back. I appreciate y'all. And let's hit the like button. Let's try to get this live to go up. And yeah, like I say, stay tuned, man, and come back and vibe with me on Saturday at 12 p.m. Go Dogs.